So here we go. Just over here doing some house fixes. Say hi, Devin. If you haven't already heard by now, which you have, we're moving from Wisconsin to California. Devin's amped. Here comes our sign. It's getting real. Good. We've been taking questions. We wanted to formally sit down and answer them for you guys. Yeah, so here we go.
What are the questions?
You see the sign going up, buddy? What do you think? All right, so first, why are we moving?
It's my fault.
It is. No. We are very happy here. We have family here. We both grew up here, but also we travel frequently to California and Colorado, as most of you know if you followed us for a while. Devin lived in Colorado for a few years after high school and went to college there for a bit. That's the first trip we went on together. California came into the picture, I think, in 2015. No, we traveled to Southern California in like 2013, maybe.
That sounds right.
And then the next year or two, we went to Big Sur, which is my favorite part of California. Absolutely love it. Devin's favorite is Carlsbad, Southern California. And then mutually, we love the desert. So we've always kind of wanted to move there. This kind of brings in another question we had about trying to move there before. That was in 2017. We were engaged. Why don't you start talking, Devin?
Long story short, things fell through in the final hours and it just didn't happen, and I'd argue maybe for the better at that time. And now here we are, and things fell in place in the reverse order, where everything started to work out, and now here we are. Homeless, sort of. House is sold, boxes surrounded by boxes, and looking forward to no more winters and snow. And
yeah, we already sold all of our snow stuff, which was a very weird feeling.
No, it was a very happy feeling to watch the snowblower go down the street.
It was, but weird.
Not weird at all.
So today is the first day that our house was listed, like officially on the market. We have a whole bunch of showings, and it's really, I cried when I left the house this morning. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
At all.
But yeah, we almost moved to Big Sur in 2017. I think it worked out for the best. Our business was booming here, and then we got married in 2018, and then got pregnant at the end of 2019 and had our first baby in 2020. So things definitely happened as they should. Now the business is kind of at a different point than it was then, and we saw an opportunity. Callum is in 4K now, about to finish, and then he starts 5K next year, but he'll be going to a different school.
I think it's called kindergarten.
He'll be going to a different school either way, so that was helpful. And then, yeah, we're going to, where are we moving to? That was another question. What part of California?
I think you already gave it away, the desert. The Palm Springs area, Coachella Valley.
Yes, so it's beautiful. We've been there probably, 8 times, just to throw a number out. So we have good friends that live there. Their kids are the exact same ages as our kids, which is just crazy. But we love it there. It's funny, every time we say we're moving to California, the first thing out of somebody's mouth is, go ahead.
Oh, that's expensive.
Which, I mean, what? That's an opinion.
California's a big state, and there's different levels of living in California.
It's like saying New York's expensive. It is, but there's also
you could
parts
be
that
upstate
aren't.
New York where it's not. So
Anyway, it's a little bit of a pet peeve at this point, if you can't tell.
How weird would it be to drive by our house while there are showings or the open house? I might still do it. I know it's crazy, but I'll probably end up doing it. Okay, so there's nobody there right now, but there's a package on our doorstep, so I think I need to go get that really fast. Was that crazy?
Why were you running?
Because I had to be fast.
What made you decide to move?
It was me.
Count.
your excuse.
So the next question is, what made you decide to move? Which we kind of covered.
Yeah, I mean, we've always wanted, I think, saw ourselves not being in Wisconsin long term. Even the house that we're currently in, we thought we were going to just buy this and flip it and be here for a year or two, and here we are 6.5 years later. Wait, what was the question again?
What?
Why
did we decide?
Oh, why did we decide to move? We were looking at potentially moving just to a different place here in Wisconsin and looking at new builds and the housing market here. And in reality, we kind of realized that the housing market was very comparable. So like we could get more for our money almost in this area that we're looking at of California. And as we kind of said before, just some other things fell into place that made being able to relocate an actual realistic possibility. Back in March, I think it was, we started to go through the actual motions of this, what I just always called a pipe dream that we've talked about for the last 5, 6, 8 years, to see if it was actually possible. And things started to really fall into place. We worked with a realtor. We found houses that, resale houses that were options. We found new builds that were options. And yeah, again, things just sort of, we had our heart set kind of on one new build, and some things happened and just sort of fell out. And this other one kind of just came out of nowhere, and just yeah, again, I hate, like, things just started falling into place. Granted, we were pushing them into place a little bit, but the right pieces and right timing, I guess, of everything, even with this new build closing in the right time that we needed, and being able to sell our house and stay here so that Callum could finish school. There's just a lot of moving pieces that sort of just fell and aligned perfectly. And Katie believes in things happening for a reason, and
But Devin doesn't.
I don't, but it's what got this pushed across the finish line, so I bought into it for a little while.
Oh. All right, next question. So we'll get into the business side of things. Are we keeping the business? Yes. 1,000 times yes.
Unless there's a really good offer out there that somebody wants to throw out, everything has a price.
No. So we have quite a few weddings in Wisconsin this late summer and fall, and then probably a handful next year. So we knew that, obviously, going into the move and discussions of moving, and excuse me, we want to try to build a little bit out there, maybe more elopement style stuff, like with Joshua Tree being very close, and people just kind of come to Palm Springs in general for elopements or destination weddings. So that would be cool. But also, we still want to book here. We want to come home to Wisconsin home, to see family and to keep working with all the people that we love in the industry. So yes, we'll be keeping the business going in both Wisconsin, California, and all over, like we've been doing elopements, destination weddings, abroad, everything. So the other part of that, the question comes up, will you still be doing sessions in Wisconsin? So yes, please. I have a list going of like my regulars, or anybody that just wants to be notified when we are home to home in Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, I keep saying home. Yeah, when we are back, to do sessions with. So if you see this and you're not on that list, just reach out. We'll get you on the list. It's typical to just do the mini sessions, which are 30 minutes, and it'll still be in like the general Waukesha County area. So just reach out. And even if we don't have like a trip plan, just reach out to try and figure out when would work. Please, that would be great. So the next question, doing something else. Are we doing something else besides the business? So Devin works full-time, more than full-time. He's a busy guy. So beyond that, beyond his job and the business, I've been starting to work on social media and content creation for other businesses. I really love this because it allows me to be home more with the kids and not be away most weekends, which we still love doing weddings, but I think that there's a balance that we need to create between every weekend and narrowing that down to some weekends and spending more time with the family and soccer and sport, whatever comes up. So social media kind of came in, and I started doing a few different accounts for people, creating reels, creating just the actual content like photo shoots, video shoots, and then design work, like graphic design work and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been really fun. I really enjoy that part of what I have always been able to do, but it's been fun to do it for other people and see a vision for other people and like bring that to life for them and help their business as well. So yeah, that's another thing that, why are you smiling like that?
Just looking at our massive pile of boxes.
Okay, here, hold on. I'm going to take a photo or a video to include. This is what's next to us. Let me zoom out. This is what's next to us.
It's causing me an uncomfortable amount of stress looking at it.
It's great. So somebody asked, what are we most looking forward to in California? Go for it, Devin.
Being warm all the time and not being cold. No, I mean that is part of it. So that's not a lie. I'm also very looking forward to the dryness and lack of humidity. But I think more importantly, being closer to some of our favorite places. So we both enjoy Southern California, so being only 2 hours or so from the coast, will be nice to go and do weekend trips and get the kids to the beach, which we both really like, and selfishly not having to pay coastal housing prices, which were definitely very out of our budget as it stood.
Pipe dream.
Yes, that is the pipe dream. And then we also enjoy being in Monterey as well. And so that puts us much closer to going to that area in the Monterey Peninsula. And honestly, just trying something new and a new adventure. And as much as time we've spent there, obviously living there is quite different, and just exploring and having a different lifestyle. And given the time difference for myself, I will be able to be, for me, selfishly looking at, I'll be starting work much earlier, but I'll be able to be done a bit earlier and being able to be a little bit more present in the evenings or afternoons and evenings with the kids. And just honestly being able to enjoy our life, I think, a bit more, and being able to be outside and do things like that and maybe be a bit more active than we kind of are here. So
Yeah. And I think to add to that, one of the things that I'm probably most excited for is our families to come there and see what's so special about it and why we love this area, or even just to meet us on the coast for a week or two. But I just am really excited to show people around, so hopefully they can all make it out at least one time. I don't know, it'd be great. The more the better, but I would love to show people around that area, and I'm really excited to be able to do that, just given that we'll be there more.
Yeah, and selfishly also for me, being able to golf year-round instead of only in 6 months.
He said that wasn't going to happen, you guys.
No, I just said I would spread the golf out throughout the whole year as opposed to cramming it into 5 months.
Fair.
It's a big difference.
All right, so then this question came in. What, like in contradict, or like, what's the word? The opposite of what we just were talking about.
What are we gonna miss?
No.
No.
What is going to be the hardest part for us about moving there?
Oh.
Obviously, being away from family.
Yeah, and this house has been in my family in one way, shape, or form for 25 years. So there's going to be a level of kind of, well, the chapter's already closed because the house is sold, but as we, have all of these, we'll call them last moments of this or last moments of that in this house, that there's emotion and sadness that goes with that. But with all of the last moments, there will be all the firsts on the flip side in California. So
yeah,
I think probably the hardest thing is just, I think realistically, the logistics of everything that we're doing while trying to still live life and have 2 kids that are, 5 and 2.5 and very needy and not needy, but I don't know what's the best way to say it, reliant on us for everything, plus jobs and weddings and I think that's probably the hardest, is just the logistical stuff. I don't think the emotions will set in quite as much until we're really there, settled. And in my head, I think about a month into it when it kind of like sinks in that this isn't a vacation, this is our new life and our new home. And I think that'll, all the stress and everything will sort of be gone of all of the things that we have to do right now. And I think all those emotions will kind of come to a head at that time. And I think that'll probably be the hardest.
Or if Callum starts feeling, like showing those feelings to us, that will be hard.
Yeah, and I think just getting accustomed to new schools, all the little, not that school's mundane, but all the like mundane life things like grocery shopping and
where are we going to find a grocery store?
Well, it's easy. I mean,
what's going to be our new grocery routine,
Yes.
Devin?
All of the things, you're uprooting your life and your routine for 6.5 years. So I think all of the challenges that come with that, I don't want to say anything's going to be difficult. It's just going to be new challenges to tackle head on, and thankfully we've, in the past, have had plenty of challenges that we've had to tackle together, and we've handled pretty well, I'd say, for the most part. We can, our level of communication is pretty good, so I think that helps. We don't always communicate in the best way, but we're at least communicating. So I think
ask our neighbors. I'm just kidding.
Like just thinking about everything we do. Like I was thinking this the other day, going somewhere. I'm like, everything we do for a period, we're gonna be like, we need to use a GPS to go somewhere. Like even though we know the area, it's like, little things like, okay, we're gonna go to a restaurant.
Yeah, it'll be like you said, like a vacation for a little bit, and then it'll become a normal routine. But with that comes missing the old routine, and that will be hard. So I think just in general missing, like leaving that, for me, I've said this on my Instagram before, but like leaving this house, it will be very hard. Like we moved in after we got married, we renovated it in 6 weeks, like Devin said, and then brought both of our babies to this home, and it's been in his family for 25 years. So that's a lot of big things. And I think it'll be hard to walk away knowing that that's the end, or however you want to look at it. But also, like he said, it's the beginning of a lot of other things and new journeys, and there's beauty in the sadness. So that will be the hardest part, I think, for me. And then once it sets in, once we're there for a while, like it's not just a trip, it's life. I
think it'll be it'll be an easier transition than I think most people who do this sort of thing, because we do have the privilege of being able to come back so much this late summer and fall, for all, for our wedding clients and stuff that we still have here. I don't think until probably, and even winter, we might be back for Christmas, who knows. But I think it's going to be a really nice, I don't want to say nice, it'll be a much easier transition, I think, given what we're doing, that we will be back so frequently in we'll call it the first 6 months because of, weddings and then even holidays and stuff. I think it'll make it easier on the kids, it'll make it easier on us. So it's a much slower Band-Aid rip, I would say, than just picking up and leaving.
Yeah, so it's a very different, I don't think perspective's the right word, but it's a very different experience for us than
Maybe
your
most.
average, yeah.
We are on our way to our house closing.
Woo! Hard to believe it.
It's so weird, guys, because then we go right back to living in our house.